Let's talk about women. What holds women back in business and management? Is the proverbial glass ceiling broken, or there's still just a crack in it?
Glass ceiling, I think it's a sticky floor, not necessarily a glass ceiling. I think it's a sticky floor, and I call it a sticky floor because culture plays a huge role in why a lot of women don't go up the ladder and break the glass ceiling. And then because, for example, you are the chief executive of an organization and you walk into a place, most people don't know you. They already have a perception that if this company is thriving, perhaps the person at the head is a man for this company to be able to do well. And so you walk into a place and you're a woman, and it takes quite a while for the people in the room to adjust to the fact that, okay, a woman can actually do this well and be successful in this field. So I think that culture plays a huge role. Looking at what we've been able to achieve in Africa, looking at what we've been able to achieve in Nigeria in particular, I think it's more than a crack. It's really actually going to crash at any time.
You were executive secretary of WIMBIS. WIMBIS has over the years created platforms for empowering women, and central to your activities, so the activities of that organization, is research on the realities of women in Nigeria. What factors, apart from cultural, have been identified to be inhibiting the occupancy of leadership positions by women?
I think I would say negotiating power. The negotiating power of women, the ability to ask, to demand for what is yours. So I have a male colleague who is an engineer. We came out of school together. I have a second class upper. He has a second class lower. His negotiating skills will place him a little bit ahead of me because I'm looking at it that, oh, I'm a woman, so perhaps if I ask for too much, I'll be seen not to be asking for too much, So I think the negotiating power for women will be one of those issues. I think the second thing will also be the opportunities. The opportunities are not readily available, and so you find, which is why I said that it's changing gradually. So you see a lot of women also taking charge and being able to stand up and say, we can do this. So that's why we are having more and more women emerging as chairman of banks, if you will, in Nigeria. So I think the opportunities are perhaps not presented, so women need to search for them, not the same way they're presented to men. So automatically you find an organization looking for directors on their board. They first of all begin to look for men. And then when they found the number of men that they think they need, then there's a tokenism of looking for women. Better still, she's qualified, no doubt about that. But then what happens if that is reversed? So I think, again, that the opportunities are also another issue. I'll take those two issues.
What do you think of the quota system? Should the final decision between two equals be based on gender?
I think that competencies should be the value. Competencies should be the defining factor. Is she competent? Does she have the experiences that are required for this position, for this job, for this project? Does she qualify? Of course, we see more and more of the quota because you see it even on boards, for example. But I think that the more women begin to speak out, the more women begin to present themselves, the more women begin to put themselves out there. And I'm available. I can do this. I'm willing to do it. I think sometimes, people think about issues on our behalf. Oh, she's a mother. She has children. She might not be able to do it. I don't think that, because men also have wives and they have children. So how do they do it? The point for me is that the woman has the ability to be able to juggle so many balls together at the same time, and that shouldn't be an excuse for not placing her where she belongs. I do not agree with quota.
Can we ever truly attain gender parity?
It has to be a conscious effort, but on the part of government, but on the part of organizations, basically within society. It has to be conscious, because what we are saying to ourselves that a better half of our population are not worthy of being part of governance or being part of business. And then when we take the statistics, we have more women in business, more women doing well in business. And we've seen it. Now, when women even get into governance, there's a difference. So I don't think that it will be easy to attain gender parity, but we've seen countries do it. Rwanda is one country that I've followed. I've done a lot of work in Rwanda for when I was in the African Union. And it's not about tokenism. It's about the fact that the government goes out deliberately to look for these women who have the qualifications, who have the competencies, and place them there. And then, of course, they've done that over the years. So I think that it's something that has to be deliberate effort. We can, if we want to. We can. But it's okay. I know that we're talking about 30% or 33%. We can start with that if we attain it. But we've never really attained 33%, if you will. So if we start by attaining 33%, then we can begin to look at having a 50-50. And it's not about women being equal with men. There's nothing like that. I'm one woman that believes that, look, the man, you're the head. Nobody's taking that away from you. But the head without the body, the head without the neck, is useless. So you need the whole body to function together. We can achieve it because we need to move our country forward and we need to move businesses forward.
You are chairperson Budget. Budget, by the way, is Nigeria's civic tech organization which is trying to raise the standards of transparency and accountability in the public finance. How much does constitutional illiteracy contribute to the governance problem?
A lot of people run away first from numbers. A lot of people run away because they don't even understand the budget. So they see all these line items, they don't even understand what it is for. So what Budget has done is to take each budget and break it down. So we're taking education, we're breaking it down using infographics because pictures are easy for people to understand. When people see pictures, when people see graphs, it's easy to understand because it's broken down. And so the more this has been done, the more people understand, the more people are able to follow the budget and understand the budget. And thank God for social media, because that has also helped in terms of reaching a lot more people and a lot more demographics in understanding what it is we're talking about the budget, or even how the Constitution even works.
And how can we use information technology to get the citizens better involved in governance?
We can't throw away social media. We can't throw away information technology. It has come to stay. But how we use it going forward is very critical. How do we use it to demand accountability? How do we use it to demand transparency in governance? How do we use it to demand for up to the local government levels for our public officers to do what they're supposed to do? I think that works.
You know, well, products of our past, how have your humble beginnings continued to impact the person that you are today?
I think it constantly reminds me of the need to be kind. One proponent of kindness. I say to people all the time, and people who know me well will say to you that I try, there's no perfect person, but I try to live by some of the things that I believe in and the values that I have. Be kind, be exceedingly kind to people. Because we're all struggling. We all have stories, we all have our past. I had a lot of people who were very unkind to me when I was growing up. And I think that kind of, I again said to myself, I don't want to be like this. And so it was totally taking the extreme side of the spectrum. Another thing will be the willingness to help where you can. Because people are going through things in their lives that we don't know. So whether in business, whether in personal life, I try to ensure that I'm as available to help as I can. And I think that's also impacted in the kind of business that I do. So even with my clients, sometimes we go over and above what it is that we've agreed to do or what our terms of engagement are to ensure that the business of my client does well and succeeds, because that's a reflection of my character and who I am as a person.
Onuk-Abimbola, we thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And we thank you for watching. Please join us next time when the program returns. But between now and then, let's continue this conversation online at channelstv.com, where you'll see this and previous editions of the program View from the Top. Do follow me on Twitter at MoreDailySY, so you can tell me what you think of my conversation with Ini. Thank you again for watching, and see you next time.